Welcome to Fulcrum Homedecor. My name is Pallavi and I'm an interior designer. We design homes, we do makeovers, we do transformation of spaces, we renovate balconies, we do everything which comes under inside a house. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a video of a large 3 BHK that we have designed. It's a luxury home in Pune. So this video, since it's a large home and I wanted to share all the details of this design with you, we have broken it down into two parts. Today is the first part. So let's begin with the living room, the kitchen and the balcony of this home. So let's begin at the foyer. Okay, now the way this home has been designed, they had a proper foyer area, but they could not enclose it and use it inside the house. So we wanted to design a space which looked nice and welcoming. Their shoe rack also needed to be housed here. So what we have done is we have paneled the wall, the shoe rack and the main door in a way that this entire section looks very beautiful and put together. The shoe rack doesn't look like a shoe rack, it looks more like a console area. Now with the shoe rack, you can see we've left some space below for their regular shoes so that they don't have to open the shoe rack each time they come in. Also what we have done is we've added these beautiful lights, which are not just lights, they also act as decorative pieces. Now let's come and see what is beyond this door. So as you enter this home, you will see this beautiful passage. On the right is the door to one of the bedrooms. On the left, you see this lovely structure which we have created. It's like a glass partition. This was actually a wall and you would enter the kitchen from this area, but it was making the passage look a little darker. So we decided to break that down and add this really beautiful glass partition wall. Now as you enter the space, you come into this huge massive living dining area. Now there were a lot of ways in which we could have oriented this living room, but we chose to have the TV on this large wall because we wanted this wall to be a statement wall. And in front of it is where we have housed the sofas in an U-shaped format. Now let me talk a little bit about the TV unit. Now they wanted a TV which was large, which was a 70-inch TV because the space was large enough. However, the width was not so much that we could kind of pull the TV out of the wall much. So we had to design it in a way that the TV would stick as close to the wall as possible. What we did was to have a beautiful checkered pattern MDF paneling on the wall, and then we highlighted the TV with this stone veneer paneling that we've done. This was a stone finish paneling and we've just spray painted it with an off-white color which kind of gets reflected in the sofa also. We've just added some drawers below the TV unit to keep it simple so that they can have their newspaper or remotes etc. hidden away and not floating around. Coming to the floating part of it, we've added some floating shelves in the TV unit just to add some space to keep a few things that they may like to keep, and we've just styled it with a few decorative pieces that they had. On the other side, we have housed a U-shape seating. We have a 4-seater and a 3-seater which we have placed here. Again, it's in a dual color combination. The color combination is the same that you see in the TV unit. It has a beautiful top leather as well as a soft boucle seating. And we have housed 2 chairs which are in this beautiful, it's a hound's skin kind of a checks that is there in the fabric of the 2 chairs with a little bit of top leather again. We also housed this beautiful table. Now the center table, it's actually a rotating table and all these leaves can kind of come in different directions, and it helps during a time when they have guests and a lot of food or snacks need to be served on it. For the lighting of the space, we have given them overhead lights with a false ceiling. It's kept very simple and minimal. We've also given lights in the floating shelves. They are up lighters, so they look beautiful instead of going ahead with down lighters. We've provided LED lights on around the wall paneling for the TV unit. And of course the lighting with the chandelier and the table lamps have also been provided over here. What we decided to do in this space was to go ahead with just a few but really statement art pieces, and one of them is housed right behind the sofa. You'll see that the colors are all very neutral and it all binds together with this rug. Only a few accents of red have been added here and there. We've provided them with a round dining table rather than going ahead with a rectangular one because that was eating up too much space. And this tabletop, again, we found a beautiful top color. I think I've become obsessed with a little bit of top. However, this entire house has a lot of top color, and that is something that makes it very luxurious as well. So we have that with the chairs, and the wooden part of the chairs is again something you'll see that it has been brought in from with the TV unit. We wanted to create the entry to the two bedrooms in a little bit more dramatic effect, if you may say. So there was a little bit of a brick wall which we broke down, and we created this arch in plywood, which again has the soft warm wood feel which is reflected in other spaces. And this archway leads into this beautiful wall which also looks like a statement wall, where we've housed this lovely U-shaped console and have a beautiful art piece on top, and she has housed her few artifacts here as well. So this is pretty much how the living room has come together with these beautiful sheer curtains, and it's an ode to a very modern and minimal interiors which calls for warm grey and warm beige tones which are in top shades, and using off-white as accents here and there, and a very 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 minor usage of black just to give it an offset from these two colors. So this is how the living space looks. So this is the kitchen of this beautiful apartment. Now what you see now and what I received earlier was absolutely different. The apartment is an amazingly large size apartment. However, the kitchen of this apartment somehow did not feel like it was catering to that big of an apartment. So the kitchen was actually closed. It was almost like a small room with a large dry balcony. This wall that you see here was again closed, and it had an opening here which would lead into the kitchen, and the entire kitchen was otherwise a brick wall. That kind of made the space look a little dark and dingy, and it had no ventilation as well. So the first thing that we did was to break down this wall and create a half-height wall with a glass partition. This glass partition has been given in fluted glass, so there is enough privacy in the kitchen. However, and it looks beautiful when you enter the house, so it's like this long passageway into the living room. This also has, because it's clear, it does reflect light very beautifully. The second change that we did was we included the dry balcony in the kitchen. I think that has become one of my signature moves in all the kitchens that I design, especially because I feel that the dry balcony usage is very less in our homes these days. So in this space, if you look at the kitchen, it was so dark, and the moment we removed that wall, it became there was so much of light and natural airflow that it made the kitchen already feel very spacious. So this kind of helped us get the kitchen into the position that we wanted to. The clients wanted to have an island. They wanted to have a kitchen which was interactive, and thus we removed the wall from this kitchen. We've also extended the kitchen slightly into the dining area because the space in the living dining was quite large, and we were able to do so. So after we removed the walls and we kind of positioned everything, we created this beautiful U-shaped kitchen. L shape of it is for the kitchen area, and one part of it is being used like a breakfast counter or an island in the kitchen. We've used quartz as the top of it. We've also used the same quartz on the backsplash to give it this very luxurious and seamless effect. What we have done also is to create the wet area separate. We've also provisioned for a space for the dishwasher here, the washing machine, all of that kind of gets tucked away in that area. We've also provided them with a lovely janitor closet, so it's got everything, all the cleaning supplies, and it helps keep all of those things tucked away. We have a special cabinet for the water purifier. All of that is in that cabinet as well. On this side of the kitchen, we have built-in appliances so that kitchen chimney, the hob, all of that has gotten fitted into the counter. We have overhead cabinets in a limited form because we wanted to retain the partition. So that has been given in glass, and these are bifold shutters, so they open very easily, and all the above sections can also be accessed. For the trolleys below, the entire kitchen has been made in tandem baskets because that's how the client wanted them. So there are separate trolleys for cutlery, for utensils, for bigger dishes, for a bottle pull-out. All of that has been done separately. We've also provided them with a section for a built-in microwave, which they don't have yet. However, that provision has been made. We have provided them with some wicker baskets because it broke the monotony of the plain color. Also, it is definitely something that they can use for onions, potatoes, and other kind of grocery needs that they may have. The entire kitchen is handleless, so you don't see any handles, and I think it's a very essential part of the luxury design, and that's why all the entire cabinetry that you see above and below have no handles whatsoever. In this kitchen, we wanted to add a little bit of drama, a little bit of pop of color, which we have reflected in different, in very, very subtle ways in different parts of the living room. And in this kitchen, we have done it through the crockery unit. And this crockery unit is a beautiful red colored veneered unit, which kind of houses all their crockery, and it's not visible from the living room, and yet has a little bit of visibility, which makes it beautiful and super dramatic. The last and final thing that we did was to add this lovely light above the kitchen island, which makes this entire space, just blend seamlessly with the living room. This is the balcony of this beautiful house. It's a huge size balcony. It's almost the size of a bedroom actually. And the clients wanted to keep it like a balcony, and also use this space as a reading cum yoga space, and also an outdoor space where they could entertain their friends and family. First thing what we did is definitely to add a proper flooring, because this was a flat that they bought in resale. So we've added this beautiful wooden flooring, which kind of takes it as a transition from the living room to this space, because the same wooden flooring has been provided in the kitchen. So once the flooring was added, we just added simple lights here. We created a pergola on top so that they can have trailing plants. We added some beautiful outdoor furniture. Now since there is no draft of rain that actually comes in this direction, this furniture can suit the space very well. However, it is also weatherproof. We've added a beautiful fountain, water fountain. So it's a nice water feature. It's not even too loud and gary. It's just very soft and subtle. We've added some plants in different heights to kind of celebrate the grandeur of this space. In this balcony, we've also added 2 IKEA bookshelves actually. These are the Billy bookcases, and we've just mounted them on the wall with the light, so it looks very built in. And this is her space because she's a meditation teacher, so she loves to sit here and meditate, and this is her entire library which she wanted to celebrate here. Just by adding a few warm lights here, this space looks magical in the evening. You can see the pictures right now. Thank you for being a part of this journey of spending your time to watch this video. This has been a long video, but trust me, there was no way in which I could have compiled this entire information into a shorter one. However, the part 2 of this video where I show you the bedrooms and the bathrooms that we have done, definitely stay tuned for that. That should be coming out next week or anytime soon. And I will see you then, and I'm waiting to hear in the comments, how do you like this project? What is the part that you liked? And definitely if you have any questions, let me know. I would love to answer them in the section below. We are also making a lot of short form content so that you can understand the reason behind things, like why we use these curtains, what are the things that you can do in a kitchen, in a balcony, and all of that will come out on our Instagram page simultaneously as this video is going up. So do consider following us on Instagram if you would like content like that. I think that's where I would take your leave today, and I will see you very soon in the next week to share the bedrooms of this project. Till then, happy living.